Good morning, everybody. It's Javier. Thank you for joining me this morning. We're going to kick it off. We've got quite a bit of information to pass on, so I just want to make sure we're all good to go. Let me just go ahead and make sure that as soon as I launch this PowerPoint, you can see it. And if you can let me know, I'd appreciate it so that way we can go ahead and get started. I hope everybody's doing well. We got some stragglers coming in right now, so forgive me as I let them in, and we can go ahead and get started. Well, I have my monitor here with me, so I can see that. I can definitely see the PowerPoint. You guys can see the PowerPoint, right? Just a thumbs up on the camera if you don't mind, especially if you have your camera on. Not if you have it off.
Yes, we see it.
All right, cool. Thank you so much. All right, well, let's go ahead and get this going. Welcome, everybody. I'm super excited to be with you today to share with you a couple of news. Well, I'm going to go into them in a certain order here in just 1 second. But what I really want to start with is by telling you that it's more important than ever before to really understand your number one responsibility here at First Financial Security. And let me ask you, what do you think as an associate, especially an associate looking to make money, what is your number one responsibility? No one's muted yet unless you muted yourself. What's your number one responsibility?
Care your client.
Care of our clients.
And that is paramount. I would say it's number two, but it's definitely up there. Your number one responsibility lies with you making sure that you market. Because if you don't have clients to take care of, it's no fun. I'm telling you right now, there's nothing more frustrating than seeing people around us win, succeed, make money when we're not making the money. And so therefore, we cannot take care of clients we don't have. But I'm with you. Once you start to grow your book of business, for me, nothing matters more than my clients, but I can't feel that way and do that if I don't have clients to begin with. So your number one responsibility is to learn how to market, how to become a marketer. Because once you know how to market, you can teach others, meaning you can build a team, and then it gets really, really fun. So you want to make sure you understand the importance of always keeping that at the forefront. So having said that, I'm going to meet everybody. I'm going to ask everybody to unmute themselves if you want to participate, and hopefully you do participate, because that's the whole purpose of this. Otherwise, I could just record it and just simply go ahead and get it off to you later on. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and kick this off. So let's get started. We're going to talk about surrender charges today, because I think this is probably the one thing that makes the biggest determination as to how big your book of business is, and most importantly, how long they stay on the books. My clients, every Tuesday and Friday, as you know, we all get paid. And the clients that I have on the books that I still get paid for are clients from 2007, are my oldest clients that I'm still getting paid every Tuesday and every Friday. And I say that not to impress you, but to impress upon you that what I'm talking about here is very important, because a lot of people don't find themselves building a business. They find themselves simply replacing the business that they're losing, and they're losing business for a lot of different reasons. And I'm going to give you, as a matter of fact, the number one reason people cancel their policies, especially when it comes to the IULs. And so I'm going to go ahead and share that with you here in just 1 second. So we're going to talk about the 5 things every life agent needs to know about surrender charges. Nothing is more important than this right here, because again, either you're going to be in the business of building that, I have policies that I'm getting paid for on Tuesdays and Fridays from '07, and then I get paid for the '07 plus the '08s, the '07, '08, '09, 10, the 20, all the way to today. That's building. That's what everybody here wants to do. Unfortunately, most people are simply replacing the ones they're losing, and we'll get into that in just 1 second. A couple of first things first. I want to take a moment to congratulate Denny Twig. Yesterday, we were all notified that he just hit Success Society by breaking the $50,000 in cash flow, well on his way, and he passed it by quite a bit on the $50,000 side, well on his way to the $100,000 Champions Club. And he's committed to being on that dream destination cruise. He's also committed to being, or qualified for the actual Champions Club ASAP. And I will tell you that my goal is to help as many of you that are willing to do your part. And that's hard. That's very hard. Everybody talks the talk, but very few people actually do what needs to be done. My goal is to get as many of you that are not part of the Success Society to get inducted into the Success Society by this coming December, before the end of the year. That's my goal. Now, I don't know how many of you are going to take me up on that offer, but it's going to be up to you, because it's going to be determined not by your word, rather by your actions. So congratulations, Denny. Really proud of you. I just know the great leadership of Daniela, who has a lot of people on her team doing great things. And so just congratulations to the entire team on a job well done. I'm also excited to announce that we're going to have a contest run during the month of August. And it's a very, very, very simple contest. We're going to focus on the $1 Million Baby. We have a lot of different campaigns that are now live in the Now site back office, so you can get those or those websites already. For everybody else, we're going to release one a month, and they include anything from the teachers ones that's scheduled to be released in September. We have the police one, and I'm going to give you a sneak peek behind the power of that website as well. We have the $1 Million Baby, and so the reason we're doing this monthly basis is to give everybody, and I mean everybody, especially obviously you, the opportunity to really see how serious you are about success. You know, one of the things that matters the most as it relates to being in a position to succeed and produce and win and make money is how coachable are you? And the reality is that many people are simply just not coachable. They hear it, they believe it, all that other good stuff. But at the end of the day, what matters the most is that you are coachable. And sometimes we're just not. And so anyways, for whatever reason, it is what it is. And so I just want to, share with you the importance of being coachable, and most importantly, how simple it can be. And so I'll give you an example. Here we have this for August. There are some people that are going to take August and make it the best month of their business career. There are other people that are going to say, I'll just wait for September, or I'll just wait for the police one. And that's fine. Doesn't hurt me. But I will tell you that for those that see the light, that understand the power of campaigns, I've ran my entire life based on campaigns. They're easy to teach, duplicate, execute, and they're very profitable. Now, I can't see everybody, but I was going to say, just by a show of hands, how many people here know somebody who has a baby or a grandbaby? Anybody? I'm sure somebody does. And the reality is that everybody does.
Yeah, I got two brand new ones, Javier.
Oh, well, there you go. There you go. And here's my philosophy as it comes to sales. I don't sell. I get a lot of sales, but I don't sell. I like to educate, inform, and empower people. That's all I do. I've got people that I've talked to about this so many times that, end up doing something. And I got other people that I've mentioned it to that never do a thing. And that's not my business, whether they do it or not. It's none of my business, literally none of my business. My business and your business, if you really are going to be a crusader to go out there and inform people, is to never let them ever tell you, well, why didn't you tell me about this kind of thing? That's really what this is all about. And so anyways, $1 Million Baby, we're starting with this one because it's the most universal campaign we run by far. Everybody knows somebody who has a baby or a grandbaby. And by baby, I'm not talking about a newborn. I'm talking about 9, 10, 11-year-old, millions of them running around. And so what we're going to do is very simple. We're going to run a contest that whoever has the most $1 Million Baby policies or juvenile policies during the month of August, they must be issued, by the way, during the month of August, wins. And the grand prize is going to be $500 in cash. Very, very simple. Now, I don't know how many of you can use $500 in cash right now. I know I can. I'll take it all day long. As a matter of fact, when you combine that with the power of the technology of the carriers, I use National Life Group a lot, almost exclusively. I don't know if Alan is on the call today. Alan, are you on? Alan? Maybe not. I spoke to him and he was telling me how he had submitted in a baby policy, basically, and in that same afternoon, it was already not only approved, but issued. And for some of you that have been around for a while, like me, you know that we would have to take it by paper way back in the day, mail it in, have everything, and maybe 3 weeks later, 4 weeks later, you get your approval, then you have to wait for your issue. Now, it's all electronic. And so therefore, you can knock out so many policies that it's not even funny. I'm going to share with you. Let me see if I pull it up here, just to give you an example of what's possible. I just want to show you what's possible. So you don't think I'm blowing smoke, because I think in life, sometimes people, they set the bar way too low off on themselves. I mean, that's just what I personally believe for a lot of different reasons. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you here. I'm on the FFS website. Now, I don't know what the number is going to be for the top personal producer so far this month, but I just want to show you something. Where the hell is it? Recognition? I think it's here. No. Oh, there it is. There it goes. Leaders board. I just saw it. No, FFS. There you go. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to simply show you where the top. I'm just curious. Does the top producer in FFS have 3 for the month, 4 for the month. Well, I'm going to click on July, applications, and personal production. Let's see what the top producer has as of this morning. I haven't checked it, but maybe not. Oh, there it is. Okay, hold on. The top personal producer, Krister Heavenbills, has 46, as in 46 applications so far this month. Number 2 has 22 with the tie, then 20, then 19, then 16, and so on. So, I mean, I hope you understand what I'm talking about, because with our contest, which I'm going back to right now, we do have a minimum. And the minimum that we have here is, quite simply put, 3. I know it should be 10 or so, or 12 or 50, or I don't know. But we're saying that whoever has the most $1 Million Baby applications in and policies issued, very, very important, issued, not just app submitted. Before, we used to have everybody take pictures of their paper applications when we ran contests. We don't do that. We go by the FFS back office. What I just did is I went into the FFS back office and saw how many people, and then of course we just make sure that they're juveniles, 17 or under, and that's it. And so the top personal producer is going to get $500 cash, which isn't too shabby, as they say, not too bad, considering you're going to get paid for the policies. Now, you need to understand that part of the $1 Million Baby campaign or crusade is that it's not about making a lot of money, because you're not going to make a ton of money on these things, which is fine. We're doing it for the benefit of the kids. But first of all, you're going to learn how to market, number 1. And number 2, if you are good, and all of you are good, you're going to learn how to upsell to parents and grandparents and siblings and others that make it very, very profitable. I know Alan does a great job. I mean, a great job of the $1 Million Baby campaign and selling it to the parents all day long. And so what you need to do, if you want to be part of this contest, you have to register for the contest. It's not just simply anybody nilly-willy going to go in there and start doing this. You need to go to teamcontest.us. I repeat, and let me just go ahead and do this. I'm going to just go ahead as I go. I'm going to send this out to you guys. Hold on. I'm sending you the first link. It's teamcontest.us. And so I've sent it already. Everybody has it in the chat box. That's the first website I'm going to share with you, because I'm going to be sharing with you other websites as we go. When you go there, let me just continue with this. Oh, here it is. When you go there, you're going to see, well, first of all, here's the website, teamcontest.us. And when you go there, here's the website. It's very simple. Your name, your email, and your cell phone number. You click on the box, you register, and you're done. You're in the race. Now, this starts, they have to be dated during the month of August, which is why I'm announcing it today. You can start planting the seeds immediately, and I'll show you how to do that as well. Now, you'll see several things here. The first thing you're going to notice in red, it says a template of the $1 Million Baby website can be found in the content section of Leader in Action Now Site team page. And so what that means is that if you have a Now Site account, and you know by now what it is, I'm not going to get into it, you can just download the whole template. And the website I'm going to share with you in just one second, you can just literally leverage it with a contact form and everything, or a button to register, or a button to go ahead and schedule an appointment, whatever you want to do. So if you're in Now Site, it's live in the back office. If you're not a member of Now Site, which I don't know why you wouldn't, but if you're not a member of Now Site, then you have 2 options. Option number 1 is to go ahead and copy the link that you see there to YouTube. You can see where it says youtube.be. That's the video of the $1 Million Baby campaign. That's just the video. You can text it to somebody, email it to somebody, and so on. Or if you have another website system that you use somewhere else, just use that video as the place to go. Now, the second thing, let me back up, because I'm just going to exit this because I want to actually show you a few things live. So let me just go back over here and share this with you so you kind of get an idea of what I'm talking about. So I'm going to go ahead and show you the actual live. Let me go back over here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you this right here. So you have to register for the contest. And this is it right here. So like I said, when you go there, what you can do is right there to view the tutorial if you have Now Site. If you don't, here's the link. This link right here is a link to the video. But down here, it says you can find the generic $1 Million Baby generic page right here. So these are not clickable. You have to copy and paste them because they're intended for you to paste them and copy them, not to click them from here. But I'm going to take you there so you get a sense of what I'm talking about right now. So this is the public one. Now, as you notice, when somebody comes here, all this does, it shows you the actual video. It plays the video right here, but there's no contact button. There's no form. There's nothing. So they can't come back to me. They can't come back to anybody. You have to follow up with them. That's why it's silly not to have an outside website that has your contact information below it. But anyways, I'm sharing this with you right here. So this is the landing page. Now, I recommend you use the landing page because it has what's called a social media image. And what a social media image means that when you paste the actual domain or the link, it pops up pretty cool. Let me show you how this shows up. It's going to pop up kind of what I'm going to do right now. So here I am. I'm sending somebody the link, and this is what they're going to get on their phone, an image, which makes it more appealing, interesting, and of course, more likely for them to click on it and view it. And so here I just sent a text. So that's what you get when you actually paste the public domain that I just shared with you right there. Super, super cool. I don't know what to tell you. And also, before I forget, when you go down there, you can click, like it says at the top of the page, click here to download the form to help you track of who you are sending this stuff to. Here's what I'm telling you. Accountability is key. I'm not going to be your accountability partner. I don't have that kind of time to be with you every day. Come on, get out of bed. Come on, do something. Come on, text it. Come on, email. Come on, I don't have that kind of time. And I don't like to treat adults that way because there are some things that we need to do on our own. And if you have a hard time doing it, for yourself, I'm not your guy. I'm being rude. I'm just being very, very honest. And what I mean by that form, it's basically when I'm going to go back over here. Let me see if it's here. And so I'm back in the contest page right here. And it says right here, click here to download a form. Now, this is something everybody needs to click, and it's fillable. If you can fill it out, literally, and just simply go ahead and complete it. So it just puts your name, first name, last name, and down here is going to be the name of the prospect or who you sent this to. Now, this only has 20. You really should be doing 40 a week, but let's just say you're slow. You're trying to, catch your groove, as they say. All right, well, then start with 20. The name of who you're going to send or who you're sending it to, their cell phone number, their email address, because that way you can follow up both ways. The date you followed up and the results. They were interested. They said yes. They made an appointment. They purchased a policy. They said no. Doesn't matter. This is going to make you face and force you to face the demons that so many people are terrified of phasing. I don't care. Somebody tells me no all day long. I just know that it's a numbers game. But if people are not your thing and rejection is not your thing, you're in the wrong business. I'm telling you right now, don't waste your time. It doesn't get easier per se. You just simply mature to the point that it's par for the course. So anyways, so we have that. Also, what I want to share with you, and so that's what you need to do. Don't send it to me, by the way. You don't have, if you want to, you can text it to me or something. I could just but I'm not going to be on top of you. This is just to share. And so I encourage you that if you really do want to fill this out, send me a snapshot. By all means, send it to me. I love to see. That's what we're asking people to register. I want to see who's who in the zoo. Because like I said earlier, everybody talks the talk. Everybody needs money. Everybody wants to win. Everybody talks a good game. But when it comes time to actually getting around to doing the things that need to be done, when they need to be done, well, guess what? That's a whole different story. And there's a lot of people that I just can't help. So anyways, and the reason that you want to do this is because that form is going to be rolled out for every campaign that we're going to run. And then we're going to get to the point where you have to register to even be part of the campaign, kind of like the way we're doing with the contest right here as well. So anyways, make sure you go ahead and do that. And then the next, let me just go back to my presentation. Here we go. I want to also share with you, just go back over here. Here we go. Before we get into that, is that I wanted to give you a sneak peek. And just because you're on this webinar, I'll give you that sneak peek right now. And I'm going to give you a sneak peek as to what we have coming down the pike with, let's see, here it is. Where the hell did it go? Oh, there it is. I'll show it to you right now. Now, this is not what I'm going to share with you, a public website. This is my website. Do not use this to market. I'm telling you right now, because all your prospects are going to come to me. I just want to show you a peek behind the curtain, if you would. Do not market with this website. We have another one that's going to be in the back office for those that have Now Site, and everybody else, it's going to come out in September, I believe. This one's coming out, but it's really, really good. The feedback we are getting is simply incredible. And what this one does, let me just go ahead and share this with you right now. What this one does is for police officers. Now, the good news is that there are cops all over the damn place. I don't care where on earth you live. I just sent you another link. It's on the website. And for those of you that are viewing the recording of this webinar, all the links appear in the form of a chat towards the right side of the screen. Don't call me or ask me for links because I'm not going to respond to the emails. So just go ahead and do that. And here's what I want to show you. Let me show it to you live. And so this is it right here. This is a landing page that we have for law enforcement. And you all get to literally sit in the audience and be part of it because it's probably the best recording we have. We have a ton of these, but this is the best one by far because of where the TV is placed and so on. And I'm not going to hear and play the whole thing for you, but this is my personal one. So like I said, you could do this with yours if you want to. Great, but don't promote this one. This is mine, my button, my phone number. And so this is actually a live roll call presentation we did.
Yes, sir.
In an actual.
My email, how are you?
And so anyways, if you want to know how to sell to police, how to present to police, in my opinion.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon. My name is Javier Rodriguez. I'm with National Life Group, or NLG for short. My colleagues and I are here to talk to you about something that's probably near and dear to your heart, which is your money.
So I'm not going to sit here and play it. I just want you to be available to take a sneak peek. You all have the link now. Save it. Here's another thing that I will tell you. Get in the habit of when you get links that you like, make sure you do what I do. If you notice, this is my address bar over here. Let me just go ahead and make this right here at the top of my browser. You see, I have all my favorites. Like here are my online purchases. Let me go ahead and move this out of the way, please. Here are my appointments, blah, blah, blah. Here's my online marketing. These are all stuff that I bought, purchases. Look at this, just a bunch of stuff. So whenever there's something that I need to go back to or might go back to, create your tab up here. Call it FFS, call it videos, call it whatever you want to. But learn to save these things. Don't call me, don't text me, and don't email me asking me for links. I never reply to those things because everybody has gotten it at some point. Not that you didn't favor it or that you didn't bookmark it. I don't know what to tell you, but I can't stop my week, my day, my hour just to do something that you should have done for yourself, but you just failed to do. I can't do that. So I'm sorry, I don't mean to be rude, but I just don't do that. I'm just being upfront with you. That's why I don't respond to most of the emails and texts and everything else that I get. So just do that. Start a little folder if you want to, and then just throw it all in there. And whenever you need it, like the ones that I just sent you right now, you can go ahead and just grab them right there. Any questions about anything I showed you so far? Anything at all, please.
Javier, I know it's easy for you, but how did you get those apps up there? I mean, how do you actually do that?
Every browser, every single browser on earth has what's called a bookmark section. These bookmarks right here. So every browser also has a star. Do you see the star up here? I can't make it any bigger, but do you see the star? I'm hovering over it.
Yeah.
Okay. Every browser has a star or something like that, that if I'm on, like for instance, I want to save this police roll call. Every browser has a star, a heart, or something like that. If I click on this, it's going to ask me, if I want to add it to a bookmark. Here, let me just make this bigger. Hold on. So hopefully make it bigger. I don't know if that's not helping. Anyways, I'm going to click on the star. I'm going to add the bookmark. And then whatever you want to call it, bulletproof your financial future. And it's going to ask me, where do you want to, which of the folders that you have, do you want to save it? Or do you just want to save it right at the bar? Right? And so you can do this right here. So just click on a star, a heart, and they will save it for you every time. All right?
Great. Thank you.
Great question. Thank you very much for asking. Any other questions about what I just discussed, the contest or anything? All right. You have to be registered. Go ahead.
I have a question. So as far as the videos are concerned with the Now site, are we allowed to edit them to put our information on there? Can you edit the videos or no?
You can edit that outside of it. You're going to have either Camtasia, which we did a lot of training on, things like Camtasia. But yeah, you can. My recommendation is to get everybody eventually to use your own videos. Now, of course, sometimes you're not going to have your own video for a roll call. If you do, great. But if not, but this whole thing, and I'm not going to get into it right now. We're going to talk about it Wednesday. Remember, Wednesdays, 7 p.m. Not this Wednesday because we're going to be at the convention. Wednesdays, I correct myself. We are going to have a webinar this I want to correct myself. Shit. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we are going to have one 7 p.m. We're going to,
Oh, we'll
we
be.
showed you last time, we're going to show you again how to switch the videos out. All you need to do is copy a link and paste the link of whatever video you want to use. Maybe it's a video that features you, but you have to edit it outside of, outside is not a video editor. It's only a website builder.
Right, right. I just wanted to make sure that you can edit them
Oh, yeah.
outside of.
All right. Cool. Perfect.
Thank
Great
you.
job. All right. Anybody else before we go on, please? Anybody? All right. Well, if not, I'm going to continue because we're going to get into the meat and potatoes of what I wanted to talk to you about. The one thing, the greatest challenge that life insurance agents face, I'm telling you right now, as it relates to building your book of business, is this right here. And the reason that this is so important is because there are companies out there, Primerica, that go around doing nothing but what are called policy pickups. That's what they look for. And how do I know that? I was part of that company, so I'm not talking smack. I have nothing against them, trust me. But I know their tactics, and to be very honest with you, I'm not very fond of them. That's part of the reason I left. I thought it was kind of cheesy. And so, but I'll show you how this works in just 1 second. And it's not about anti-Primerica or anything like that. I'm just showing you surrender charges as a whole. First of all, who can tell me what are surrender charges? Anybody?
What was the question?
What are surrender charges?
That she goes when she's not there. That's why he has her there. So because he feels that if she leaves and she
I don't
does,
think that's for me.
vaya a hacer dinero. So you know that you don't make no.
If you decide to walk away from the
All right.
policy, that's what you would have to pay.
If you decide to walk away from a policy, that's what you have to pay. Okay, that's a good. Okay, anybody else? Thank you. All right. Well, we're not gonna.
When someone cancel a policy within their first calendar year, before their first calendar year.
Okay, cool. Okay, the first calendar year. All right. Well, I'm going to give you a scenario question, and it's not a trick question or anything like that. I just want to run a scenario by you, and this is usually how it goes. One of the questions you might receive is you write up a client, and let's just say you write up a client, and the client decides to buy, which is you're happy it's an IUL. We'll make it very, very, very simple. You just simply have a client that you gave a policy, and I'll be your client. I'm your client. So I have my policy delivered. Everything is cool. And then somebody comes along and says, hey, Javier, I want to offer you life insurance. And I tell them, thank you, but no, thank you. I already have life insurance. Oh, really? Do you have enough life insurance? Yes, I have $250,000, and it's basically what I need. Wonderful. And do you have the policy? Well, it's at home. Okay, can I swing by and just take a look at it? I just want to take a look at it, make sure that it is what you want. And the reason that I'm saying this, Javier, is because unfortunately, there's a lot of companies out there that are getting sued because they are basically screwing their clients over by trapping them. Well, what do you mean? Yeah, they're trapping them, charging them all kinds of money. I'm not talking about 50, 100. I'm talking about thousands of dollars that literally penalizes you. And I mean, I'm not going to get into it because I hope you don't have it. I hope you have the right one. But if you don't mind, I just want to make sure that if something does go down, your family's covered and you're not a victim of this company's. All right, I want to make sure I'm sure it's not me because I bought it from you or from whoever it was. I bought it from so-and-so. All right, so-and-so swing. Okay, then this agent swings by my home. Here's my policy. Literally, this is my policy, one of my policies. And here's my policy. Oh, cool. Okay, well, let me just take a look at it. I can literally tell you if you're good to go by just looking at one page, Javier. One page. Really? Okay, well, let me open it up that page, and I'm sure you'll be okay, or hopefully you're okay. Let me take a look at it. Oh, shit. Javier, I mean, maybe you're aware of this, but this is kind of what I was afraid of. Because you told me you thought it was a 1-year policy or 1-year commitment. Javier, do you realize these guys have you on the hook for $6,000 your first year, and then $5,000, and then another $5,000, and then $4,000, and then Javier, I hope the agent told you that you have charges of thousands of dollars for 10 years. I mean, just please, did he tell you that, or did she tell you that? No. Well, I don't know what to tell you, man. But Javier, I mean, as of right now, you owe them $5,600. And what do you think that client is thinking at that very moment? Anybody?
They got screwed.
Didn't
Scam.
see that one.
Didn't see that coming. First of all, I feel stupid because I was trying to defend you, number one. And this person just showed me that he or she was right and that you screwed me. Now, I'm the client. Like I said, this is my policy. And I go to you and I say, hey, buddy, have my cousin come over and show me something that I'm still trying to make something of it because it's got to be a mistake. He's telling me that because this is barely my second year, I'm on the hook for $5,600. Is that true? Who's my agent? Anybody? Is that true?
If it's in the first year or second year, yeah,
How about the third?
then it goes down.
Okay. So then, does that make me feel better? Okay. Good. It's only 5,162.
It should have been explained from the beginning that, the
What
insurance
percentage of
companies,
agents do you think explained this from the beginning? Honestly.
most people do, most agents, I would hope.
Okay. Well, what do you guys think? Just somebody tell me a percentage of agents that explain this upfront. What do you think it is? Because I know it.
5%.
If you're lucky, 5%.
Whoa,
I mean,
that's not good.
now understand, because I'm telling you, I was with Primerica. I never made a damn dollar with Primerica, just so you know, and I was there for years. But I was so good at this right here because this is how we lead. It's called the policy pickup. What are you doing tonight? I got a few policy pickups. Now, a lot of these people do a lot of policy pickups, talk a lot of smack, but don't sell anything. Because by now the client's pissed off. They don't even know to trust you or not. If they got screwed by their friend, they're going to get screwed by another friend. So the point that I'm making is that this is something that will cause not only you to lose a policy, but a friend. And you should, to be very honest with you, you should. Because if you're not only explaining, but you need to learn how to lead. The cornerstone for my IUL sales. And I don't have the time to pull up my commission statements to show you the 07, 08, 09 policies that I get, a ton of them, is because I don't just explain, I lead with this. And we're going to talk about just 1 second. So here you are, the agent. And what's your comeback at this point? Anybody? Let's just say you did explain it. I mean, for those of you, and don't lie, only for those of you that explain it up front. Don't start guessing and pulling at straws. For those that really do it, explain yourself now. Anybody?
And the insurance company has to stay solvent in order to pay your life insurance to the end of your life. In order to stay solvent, they get their upfront charges in the first
But
10
do I not
years.
have let me ask you a question, though. The question that I have is, do I not have a fee for the life insurance portion of every premium dollar I pay? I pay $400 a month, right?
If you pay $400 a month, yes.
Well, out of that $400, I'm already paying for the life insurance portion. I don't get $400 in cash value every month, right? I get about half. The other half goes towards what? Mortality expenses, policy fee, and charges for my life insurance, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so explain to me the $6,000.
The 6,000 comes with the territory, meaning this is not a short-term policy. This is only for long-term. This is your growth for long-term for your future. This is your investment in yourself.
What I'm trying to understand, the charge. I get that, but I'm already paying that because I pay a policy fee of how much, which is quite a bit. On top of that, a percentage of premium expense charge of 6%, a monthly percent of accumulated value of 0.03. That's what I'm trying to get at. So what's your answer to me then?
It's a penalty if you cut out early, meaning you're agreeing to stay in this long term. This is a long-term agreement. So it's a penalty if you decide for whatever reason.
I'll play it two ways. And just continue to play along with me. On one side, let's just say you didn't tell me. And so my answer is that, but I didn't agree to this. That's my issue.
That's
you
different.
never told me about this.
That's totally wrong. You know, I mean,
okay,
for
that's fine.
somebody
We'll end it there.
Yeah.
The flip side, you did tell me at some point, but I'm still having a hard time with it because you did tell me about it. Let's just say you tell me I told you about it, and you did, and I'm still having a hard time with it.
Yeah, no, had I known that you would feel this way, honestly, I wouldn't sell it to you because this is a long-term commitment. This is not a short-term fix. This
Yeah.
is a
I mean,
long-term, so it's going to penalize you, yes. If for whatever reason you need to pull every bit of your money out, and my suggestion to you is take a large max loan. Not pull all your money out, which would cause you to trigger a surrender.
okay.
And you can
Thank
get a
you. Thank you
large
for playing
max
along.
loan.
That's all we're doing. I mean, one of the things that I would recommend that I do with all my clients, I just got my alarm clock went off yesterday because I have another annual review, is first of all, conduct the annual reviews. What percentage of agents do you think conduct annual reviews like clockwork? How many?
1%.
If we're lucky. If we're lucky. And the reality is that like every time I sit down with somebody and either when I deliver the policy, I break out my phone and I show them how I'm typing into my phone. Look, I know it's a long time, but a year from now, I'm sitting at a calendar event for your annual review. We got to get that done, buddy. Now, what I always do, and I'll talk about it in just 1 second. What I do now, in this example, what I would do, let's just say I did explain. First of all, I have never, ever, 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 ever lost a client due to surrender charges. Every time my clients are approached, and I have a lot of clients, and a lot of them get approached by Primerica, first thing they say is, I understand that, but this is something that my agent explained to me. And the reason they know it got explained to them is because I didn't circle it on this one, because this is my policy. I always circle those surrender charges. Every single time when I explain to them, when I deliver the policy, I circle it. So whenever anybody opens it up, it triggers something, letting them know, reminding them that we spoke about it, number one. So I've never lost somebody. And they do call me saying, hey, my cousin from Primerica came over, was talking crap about the IUL. I told him where to go. All right, cool, thank you. And so what I'm saying is that what I do is I say, well, remember, we also mentioned, here, let's do this. Let's break out. Now, first of all, the surrender charges only apply on the given year. And if you remember, I explained to you, that's why it's circled here, that this is on a 10-year decreasing sliding scale. It goes down every year. And so let me give you an example. And then what I always do, I break out, like for instance, here's a close-up of the surrender charges, which are ugly. And I have the damn thing. They're ugly if you don't understand them. What I do, let me see if I can find it here real quick. Here it is. What I do is I do this. I break out a copy of the actual statement, or in this example, the app. And I say, look, you have $23,000 in there. Your surrender value is $20,000. The difference between the two is the remaining surrender charge at any given time. So here we have a $3,000, give or take, give or take a $3,000 surrender charge left. That's the difference between your gross value and your surrender value. And if we go back over here, 2021, we show 2,900, which is 3,000. So you're on track. Everything that we spoke about here, and I'll talk to you about to explain it here in just 1 second. But let's talk about the surrender charge. The surrender charge is the fee levied on a life insurance policyholder upon cancellation of the life insurance. And the reason that I'm sharing this with you, and the reason I'm telling you better get good at this, is because this will tear your reputation apart. If it's presented in the wrong light by the wrong person, it's going to devastate your business, and you're going to be run out of business because there goes your reputation. I've been here with FFS for 15 years. I've never had an issue because I understand the importance of that. Well, here's what you need to do. Number one, explain surrender charges. And I would challenge you to not just explain surrender charges, lead with surrender charges. When I explain surrender charges, I always do so during the actual initial presentation. I tell them, look, two things you have to understand, because I'm telling you, it sounds almost too good to be true, right? Yes. Well, it's not. And here are two ways I prove to you it's not too good to be true. Number one, you have to qualify with your health. We might make you pee in a cup, draw your blood, weigh you, the whole 9 yards. So, unfortunately, every month we have to tell people that they got denied. So try getting it. Try qualifying for it medically. A lot of people just don't qualify. The second component of this product is what are called surrender charges. Surrender charges are just that, a charge or a penalty for you to bail out of the policy within the first 10 years. Now, the reason that is so, and then I go on to explain to them, is now, in my opinion, the best part of the IUL is the surrender charges. Why? Because it's going to basically force you to understand that this is a long-term product. Nothing will hurt you more. Forget surrender charges. Just the product itself. Nothing will hurt you more than getting out of it too early and one day needing it and not having it. And so those surrender charges are the best part because they also subsidize the cost and expenses associated with me being here, with the company existing since 1848, and many other things. And so if there's even a remote chance you're not going to keep this for at least 10 years, which I think you're going to keep it for 30, but if you're not going to keep it for at least 10 years, don't start. I'm telling you right now up front that those are the two things you need to be aware of when it comes to this IUL. Other than that, it's all upside potential. Let me ask you a question. How soon do you think you're going to give up the peace of mind knowing that your family is taken care of in case something happens to you? Or how quickly do you want to give up the peace of mind knowing that if you get a heart attack, stroke, cancer, Lou Gehrig disease, blindness, and so on, that you're not taken care of, by extension, your family? How long do you want that peace of mind to last? Well, forever. Well, then that means the policy is going to have to be with you forever as well. And the beauty behind this is every year it goes down. And then I show them an example of mine. I don't show them some generic stuff. I go, here's mine. I got this particular policy in 2015. My surrender charge at the time was $6,000. It's down to $3,000. I've got $25,000 in there. So if I was to bail now, I could. I'd walk away with $22,000. But why would I do that? Knowing that I'm giving up on my future, my family, my peace of mind. But I just want you to be aware of it so there's no issues in the future. And then when I deliver the policy, I remind them of that again, and I circle the surrender charges every single time. There is great power in committing pen to paper, and this will help you with your persistency rate as well. Be upfront about surrender charges and be sure the client understands them, that an index product is a long-term investment. Very, very true. Number two, the time commitment is how the carrier provides great interest rates. Let's point to something your clients already know from the bank. They have money in a checking account, which gives them an excellent safety and access to their money, but it credits little or no interest. If your client wants a better interest rate, what does their bank offer? Well, be a CD, which requires a time commitment. Typically, the longer the time commitment the client is willing to take, the higher the interest rate on the certificate of deposit. And then I explain to them how my IUL and all of my clients' IULs have capped out on the upside potential for the last 8-9 years. We're making a lot more money. Number three, who would you rather see the company charge? So here we have 10 people that are clients for this company, and one bails out, causing the expenses to go up. Do you want them to charge the ones that stayed or the ones that caused the loss that are leaving? This gets to the issue of fairness. We saw from the prior point that the company needs a time commitment. Therefore, it stands to reason that customers who take their money out early costs the carrier money. The carrier needs to recover these costs. How would you prefer that it do so? Hold on, I'm getting messages or something. Hold on. Guys, all right, cool.
Javier,
Guys, if you have a comment, just unmute yourself. I think it's quicker because I cannot pull up the chat fast enough. I think, Daniela, can you unmute yourself? Please. If you have something, please.
Yes. Hi. So just in case if you were to lose the deal because of the surrender penalties, because some people, like for instance, real estate agent, they like using that money to buy and sell properties and all that, and they don't want to wait 10 years. There's actually a rider that you can use. It's called, I think, balance sheet rider in the rider section. And what it does, it literally eliminates all the surrender penalties. So whatever they have in there as cash value is what they have access to in year 1, 2, 3, and 4, and so on. The only difference is the cash value is pretty much the same. There's a minimal cost to that rider. But the big difference for us is that the commission gets paid out over 5 years. But again, if you're in that situation and it's like you're losing that case, it's better using that cash balance, that balance sheet rider.
Balance sheet rider. There you go. I mean, that's why we're here. Anybody have anything? Unmute yourself, please, and share with us. I don't have all the answers. Trust me, we got a lot of much better producers. Go ahead.
Javier, I remember there was a training David Gilmore did, and I don't know if you have access to it. Maybe I can ask him for it. But he actually had a slide as to what the cost over time for the insurance company is, and that's why the surrender charges are in place, where the insurance company actually makes no money, and it's just covering their costs for the first 10 years, and it actually shows that.
It's a very fair process, just so you know. I've torn it apart. I have a bunch of these, not a bunch, but I have several of these policies, as you can see, and I'm telling you, I'm hiding nothing. I don't get a discount. You don't get a special life insurance agent version of the IU. We get the same exact off-the-shelf product, and I can tell you that there's nothing wrong with it. It's the fact that we're not explaining it to it or leading with it or mentioning it, that once we get caught, we go on the defense. And once you're on the defense, you're dead. You're dead. And so all these things are just intended to give you information, if you would, to provide the information up front. Because once the client comes to you with something that you failed to let them know up front, it's a dead issue. Your credibility or your policy, one of them is going to go down. Number 4, what is most important to you? Let's look at what your customers really need. If you were to ask your clients, what is the single most important aspect they require when they are deciding where to put their retirement savings? Most would say safety. Some would say the potential for a high rate of return. Very few would put access to all of my money all of the time at the top of the list. We explain to them how much they can access penalty-free. We explain to them the living benefits, everything. So the key thing here is to be upfront with them again, because I've never had a client say no to it because of surrender charges. Even though I don't mention them up front, I lead with them. I write the numbers, I type the numbers in the computer. Okay, I got your numbers. Here you go. You're 35. You would have a face amount of 500,000. You would have this. You would have that. Now I know what you're thinking, man. This sounds almost too good to be true, because I can use my family's taking care if I die. If I get sick, I can benefit from it. If I don't die and I don't get sick, I can have income, and that income's tax free, and it could last for the rest of my life. And man, almost more people will say no because they walk away thinking it's too good to be true. So when you come back with that and say, you might even think this is too good to be true. Well, let me give you 2 reasons why it's not. Number 1, you have to qualify for it health-wise. Me, personally, at this point where I am in my life, I'm not even insurable, guys, to be honest with you. I'm not. So I'm glad that I have what I have, and I'm glad that it's permanent. And so I mentioned that to my clients. And so number 1, try to qualify for it. Because like I said, we might require you to pee in a cup. We might require you to give us some blood. We might require you to step on a scale, things that can derail your qualification. And then the second part is what are called surrender charges. And to be honest with you, I think that's the best part of the program, because of those surrender charges, and the client knows that they'll make their money back with you long term, 10, 20, 30 years. Because of that fact, you don't have to pay me for my services. I get compensated by the insurance companies, and they'll get paid later on. They're not worried. They had almost 1 million clients on the books right now without one single commercial for a reason. It's the real deal. They've been around since 1848. National Life Group is one of 3 remaining life insurance companies in this country that is so old they actually paid death benefits on both sides of the Civil War, for God's sakes. And again, it's those surrender charges that make all of that possible. And then the 5th thing is my most important thing I'm going to share with you. This is the biggest known to life agents conduct. They fail to maintain contact. Be sure that you meet with your clients on a set schedule. By maintaining this contact, you can answer any questions and stay current with their situation. Many agents will sell a policy and the client never sees them again. Remember, you are their financial advisor. They depend on you to offer the right products and services to meet their changing needs. This right here is the biggest one of all. If you don't have a CRM, get one. Make sure that you stay on top of this. If not, use your phone. Make sure you simply make it a recurring event. Every year on the anniversary that you delivered the policy, give them a call. Now with Zoom, you can dedicate a single day or two to see all your clients back to back via Zoom. Make sure that you're at least making an effort, that it's not you. You know how many clients we do rollovers for from schools alone, that when you ask them, who's your agent? Who got you this 403B? Who got you this TSA? It was, I forget, his name is so-so, but I haven't seen her. I haven't seen him in 7 years. I mean, incredible. When there's so much more business to be had if you just maintain contact with them as well. This is the ultimate product, ultimate company, ultimate opportunity for long-term success for you. Because not that many things we can do today and continue to get paid on them every year for life. That's how long your trails and commissions will go for life. And then, of course, you can will that to your loved ones, and it continues after you're gone as well. Any questions from anybody about anything that we've spoken about here today? Any questions at all? Anybody? All right, I'm not going to make this longer than I have to.
I got a quick question. You mentioned there was some training previously done on Camtasia. Is that on the Team Crusaders YouTube?
It's on the YouTube, yes. Camtasia is, in my opinion, the easiest one, the best one. There's a million video editors out there. It's just that I only know one, and when I know one, I just stick to it because I can train people on it as well. But Camtasia is where we go to. I just put on the screen, somebody asked me, the nowsite.us is the place that you go to look at or to come on board with the NowSite platform. It's got 2 eyes. That's wrong. That's supposed to be NowSite like that. don't go there. Anyways, let me just get out of this right here. Go to nowsite.us if you want to learn more or you want to come on board. It's 30 days money back guarantee. If you, for whatever reason, don't like it, they give you 100% of your money back. But that way you can have your own websites that have a button for them to book an appointment with you, or just simply fill out a form that goes onto your email list, including clients. I was mentioning to somebody this week, you can create and you should create a website just to maintain or manage your clients, but they don't have to do it. You just go in as them and register them with your own website to have them on the email list and text alert list to just reach out to them from time to time and automate all of your issues. The text message that went out to you guys today, reminding you of this webinar, was programmed. I didn't have to sit there and do it. It's just automatically sent out. Any questions? Last call for questions, comments, concern, anything at all, please? Anybody? If not, I want to say thank you. Remember that if you're going to participate in the contest for the $1 Million Baby, it's $500 in cash. Make sure you register. You're not going to be in the contest unless you register. There's just no way around that. I want to get a sense of how many participants we have, how many people are in the running, and understand that things are going to get a little tougher right now because I think, in my opinion, COVID, it's going to come back roaring to life to the point that it's going to affect a lot of the day-to-day activities in many cities and states. Not the end of the world. We learned how to compensate for some of those challenges via technology. It's just that you got to get good at leveraging those tools that we're giving you as well. If you have a NowSite website, leverage it to your benefit. If you're not, we're still going to release generic versions of all of our websites. I have one person this week asking me how can they put their contact info on one of our generic websites, and the answer is, well, get your own NowSite account. I mean, that's it. We're not going to create a website for you. We're not going to do that. It's a generic one that you have to follow up. It's not the end of the world. I think it's pretty cool. But take a look at the police one. That one's going to be live in the back office this week for those that have NowSite. Everybody else, you're going to have to wait until September. And then we have the new one coming out for teachers as well. That's going to go back into the live in the back office as well. And again, excuse me, we're going to use a lot of giveaways, including the teacher's retirement guide from Abiel that he gave us permission last week to use as well. And again, a lot of good stuff coming. There's no reason to not be producing a lot during these times. It's all about your mindset. So let's go out there and make this coming week the most productive week of all. One last thing, the convention, a lot of us are going to be at the convention this coming week, but more than likely we will have a short webinar on Saturday in regards to the $1 Million Baby, because I've been getting questions about how to run them. You run a baby illustration like you do an adult, with the exception of increasing over level. And I'm going to try to at least release a video on Saturday to show you how to do that, because I'm telling you, start sending that link to all of your contacts right now, because it's not going to be the first time that you send it to them that they're going to click on it. It's going to take multiple reminders as well. No one else has anything? Thank you so much for all you. Go ahead.
Quick question. I know you used your slides for the $1 Million Baby. Those slides that you use, is that somewhere, or we just need to build our own slide deck?
What I would recommend, like anything, is to build. I sent you an email already, or a messenger, a Dropbox of my old slides. I can't find the new ones for whatever reason that I'm looking for still right now. But if I do, I'll send them to you. But my recommendation to everybody is just personalize it. The $1 Million Baby that I use is the story of my grandkids. It's better than having nothing, I'll tell you that right now. But if you can put together something on your own, you have to embody the campaign that we're on and pick a client. If not, pick somebody else's client. But I would encourage everybody to personalize it as much as you can. But I'll get you the other slides if I find them, okay? Or when I find them, because I sent you one already through Facebook. All right?
Thank you.
All righty, guys. Well, thank you so much, everybody. Have a wonderful weekend. Talk to you soon. Good day.